we were playing the dragon, the Delve dragon, in just a straight blue-red shell. But one thing I've kind of realized is that Ragavan makes splashing Lurrus in a deck like this a lot easier, right? Because you're getting that off color with Ragavan. You're getting that other color off of Ragavan, so I think that it makes sense to try to play Lurrus. Also, Rest in Peace feels like a really good card at the moment. And I'm also like really liking the idea of playing Unholy Heats. This card seems like it is very, very good in this kind of archetype. A card that kind of fell under my radar a bit. You can keep this. Why Serum Visions over Thoughtscour in this deck? I want a density of sorceries for Delirium, and I mean all Thoughtscour would really be doing in this deck is, you know, maybe Thoughtscour also helps you find Delirium, but like you can also just Thoughtscour over your Hallowed Fountains and not ever be able to cast Lurrus. Have I tried Finale of Promise in Phoenix? I mean, I've played Finale of Promise in Arc like Phoenix in the past. Haven't like loved it there. What's my opinion on the 3/3 Delve Draco? I like that card a lot. I like the or I'm assuming you're talking about Murktide Regent. I think that card's really good. Our first draft of this deck was playing Regent, and I liked Regent a lot, but I'm kind of just trying to figure out a different version of the deck. Let me keep the fetch land for the Scry here. There's Unholy Blast. Archmage's Charm on top. Let's keep that and then just play the tap Steam Vents. I wonder what they're going to take. You just like jamming Lurrus? I mean, Lurrus is just nuts. I mean, just like you did with Uro before the ban. Yeah, I like to just play the good cards. I like to try good homes for them. What about, what do you think about Abundant Harvest and Traverse for Delirium? I don't think that those cards are worth splashing green. Especially when you're splashing a 1-drop. Splashing a 1-drop is like really brutal on your mana. Yeah, we do have a Delirium. You get a Fountain. Oh, I didn't add it to the Stream Decker. I'll do that in a second. I'm going to put Lurrus in my hand here. So any fetch land lets us cast Lurrus now. Or I guess the one Fountain. Yeah, I usually get, I mean, I subscribe to MTGO Premium. That always lets me draw Lurrus whenever I want to. Any thoughts on the Asmore decks? Yeah, I think they're good. I think that they are beatable at the time of making this comment. However, despite the fact that I think that they're beatable, and I think that they have bad matchups, and I think that they are a little inconsistent, just a little inconsistent. I also think that the best Asmore shell has not been found yet, and so I'm maybe a teensy tiny bit worried. I mean, I'm just going to Unholy Heat this. I'm a teensy tiny bit worried that once like the best Asmore list is built, it's going to be a really problematic thing in Modern. Okay, they minus. Let me just cast Iteration here. Love to find... Okay, so hand, bottom, exile. Pretty sure I'm just going to bolt this, keeping the heat as a out to another Teferi. So funny to see like Teferi Time Raveler resolve and then just not force it because you have a 1-mana answer to it. Do you think Stoneforge will find a place in Blue-White X control? I mean, I've always categorized Stoneforge Mystic, like Stoneblade, different than Control, but I have been playing like Esper Stoneblade with like Dakins and Cauldron, been liking it a lot. I wonder if this X one's any prismatic ending. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I like that card. A little hot in here, Voidwalker. The Asmode decks are a bit too resilient to Graveyard Hate, unlike Hogak. Well, Hogak was also like very resilient to Graveyard Hate. maybe the Asmo decks are more so resilient. Like the power level on the Hogak decks was through the roof. But Hogak decks also like beat Leyline of the Void all the time. Like you could main deck Leyline of the Void and then like still not have a good matchup. Yeah, Hogak was like a lot faster and a lot more consistent than the Asmo deck. But it is fine to compare the two decks, of course. But it is definitely true that at least the current iterations of the Asmo deck are not at the same power level as the Hogak decks. All right, Vindicate my Lurrus. That's a good draw though. Just the Surveil on this Dragon Rage's Channeler is such a big game. I'm afraid Asmo will just make creature strategies unplayable. I don't think that's going to be the case, especially like when Heliod is a creature strategy and Heliod seems to have a really good matchup against Asmore probably. So they can Voidwalker my Unholy Heat. In Voidwalker Iteration. Maybe I should have played my Strand. Definitely keeping Counterspell though. Okay, so hand, bottom, exile. This deck, I think this deck is going to be good, the one we're playing right now. How does Team of Rhinos do against Food? I haven't played the matchup. I think Food's probably favored. But you have like Leyline of the Void in the sideboard, so maybe that helps. I'll probably Force of Negation Iteration if they cast it off Voidwalker. I think my opinion on Voidwalker has really risen with the with how popular the Food decks seem to be. That has been like a big part of my like for main deck Voidwalker now, by the way. Man, this card is really good, Channeler. I'll keep another Force. A Grixis version of this deck with discard spells, push, drown, and yeah, I mean, yes, you could play Grixis instead of Jeskai. It doesn't matter that much. In fact, this deck very easily could do that. But right now, like this is a main deck blue-red deck that is kind of splashing Lurrus off of 2 Hallowed Fountains and 2 Hallowed Fountains, and then the treasure tokens from Ragavan. But you can be more in on your third color. I think the way to build that mana base is to play a lot of fast lands. But this version has like a very light white splash. These are cards exiled to Voidwalker. They can play any spell exiled with Voidwalker here by tapping it. So they can cast Force of Negation off the Voidwalker, but we can counterspell back. Yeah, Dragon's Rage's Channeler, this card is great. But to cast these, they have to tap it and sacrifice it. The Surveil on this card is so powerful on a 1-mana creature. Okay, command would be weaker than the Jeskai version. I don't think maybe you misunderstood my comment, right? Where, oh, that was just the rest of your comment. I see. It was in 2 parts. Never mind. So their Teferi Time Raveler Voidwalker deck Unholy Heat seems pretty good against them. There's also Jace the Mind Sculptor deck with Teferi Time Raveler, so maybe we do want these Force of Negations. Let me just like trim a bolt, I guess. Oh, I thought I had all these bolts. Dang it. Feels bad. Yeah, let's play 3 Force against them, I think. Any Voidwalker Lurrus brews? We just played one. It was Jund. Just got done playing like 12 matches with it. Went 7-4, I think. No, 8-4. Yeah, I know Channeler Rust in Pieces and Nombo. My plan is to side them out when I bring in the Rust in Pieces. The idea is that those... I mean, maybe the Channelers are good against Food because they have flying, actually, so maybe this plan isn't good. Obviously, this is kind of an early draft of this deck. Keeping this. I think I'm playing Channeler, Bauble, Surveil. I think we Graveyard the Dragon. It's also a creature for Delirium. Yeah, we like just have Delirium on turn 2 here. If we want it, we might need to keep up Counterspell. What do you think of new scales? I think the deck's pretty good. They have a Drowned Catacombs on top. What do you think about Stony Silence in the meta? I think it's fine. I kind of feel like Engineered Explosives is maybe the better answer to the... Maybe that's just what I should be playing instead, is Explosives against the food decks. That could be the case. So let's see if they have Force. I don't think they have Force in their deck. Alright. Don't want to remove that from my library, otherwise I have a hard time casting Lurrus. Keep that on top. Keep the dragon bottom of the island. Could maybe have kept the island too. This card is nuts. This card is so good. I'm really excited about this deck. Prismatic Ending. Dress Down? I'm not familiar with Dress Down. Dress Down does kill the Saga tokens. Huh. 2 mana, kill all Saga tokens, draw a card. Seems like a reasonable choice in Lurrus decks. Unholy Heat's been pretty good. We were able to like not force a negation into Fairy Time Raveler because we had a Delirious Unholy Heat. Yeah, also an enchantment for Delirium, that's true. Silence is better for the robot decks. Yeah, it is. No, I haven't tried the Food Gak deck. Not yet. Yeah, I'll update the Dimir Reanimator deck for sure. So I came in after you had explained Jeskai versus Grixis, assuming White just has better options. Yeah, we're just a blue-red deck with Lurrus. You can be Jeskai or Grixis. Either way is fine, and it's like effectively the same deck. I just kind of wanted to play Rest in Peace. What's going on here? Opponent just really tanking. Maybe they're failing to find. Any thoughts on the enchantment that kills Planeswalker on the board? Well, I don't usually play sideboard cards like that where I'm like, I'll play this card if I end up playing against a Planeswalker deck, or I'll play this card, you know, just in case I hit an enchantment deck. I'll play, you know, Erase. I would much rather play more focused, targeted sideboard cards. You know, like I don't really know what matchups that exist in Modern that I would bring in the anti-Planeswalker enchantment, like blue-white X control, I guess, but that deck's not super popular, and there are probably better options for that matchup anyways. Any reasonable... So, Delver of Secrets is now the budget Ragavan in this deck. Yeah. Is the 5G hotspot back up and running? It's not. For whatever reason, the speeds on my 5G hotspot are slower than the speeds on my 4G phone. And I don't know why that's the case. I barely even used... I've used more data on my phone, too, than my hotspot, so... What I might end up doing is returning the hotspots and just buying a second phone and using that to USB tether to stream with. Because Spectrum is still very unreliable. With Snappy Snap, wouldn't you rather have Surgicals? Nah, Surgical just like isn't good enough by itself against the food decks, against the dredge decks. That's true, that's true. Ragavan is part of the reason why Lurrus is castable. Point disconnected. 5G has known connectivity problems. I wonder if I could just switch it to 4G. Just check, I guess. That's probably it. Yeah, I'll see if I can swap this to 4G. That might be better. I don't think that I can, though. Does AT&T not offer regular household fiber? Nope, it does not. I've answered the same questions every day, which is fine. I know people just want to help. But AT&T quoted me, I would have to open a business account. They would run a dedicated line to me, 50 megabytes up, 50 megabytes down, which is not great, for $600 a month. Over 9,000, thank you for your 6-month resubscription. Appreciate you, buddy. So it seems cheaper and just better in general to like try to 4G, 5G it. Opponent might time out. Yeah, they're like 2 minutes, 3 minutes away from timing out. 15 yeah, megabytes. 50, 50. Our opponent is back. How are the allergies? They're mostly better, I think, at this point. Like, I actually think that I could probably... Do I want a Dragon Bolt here? They said their power went out. Yeah, let's go Dragon Bolt here. Do you think it's okay for Death Shadow Shell? Yeah, you could. Yeah, we played against a Death Shadow deck like this in Saturday's challenge. Looked okay. Looked okay. Do you have, or have I played Grinding Breach? I haven't played it. I don't like that deck very much, though. That deck is soft to creature removal, discard, artifact hate, graveyard hate, your opponent just goldfishing by turn 4. Just like soft to every piece of interaction in the format, and this combo is like really slow. Just a bad combination of things. They're plussed? Okay, they must have a path or push, right? They have to have path or push to plus here. Okay. Oh, we could draw Unholy Heat to kill this deck in. That'd be pretty good. 3 counterspells with iteration. Definitely a downside to playing this card, huh? So next turn, if my opponent minuses 6 to put Cauldron into play, we can just steal the Germ token. I'm going to counterspell the Battered Skull. I don't think I need that Lightning Bolt. They're drawing a Vindicate. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're going to run the Cauldron out here if they suspect Archmage's Charm. I don't think we've shown them that card yet. Do we ever find Cauldron be worth playing? Yeah, Cauldron's good. Cauldron's good. Bit bad against Archmage's Charm. That was the first video I recorded for Channel Fireball, was Esper Stoneblade. I submitted the video this morning. Should be up today or tomorrow, next day. Let's go. Yeah, it was a good call, Bad. As soon as Esther heard that I was dyeing my hair pink, she was like, "That's awesome. I think it's gonna look really good on you," and I think she was right. Let's keep this. Put back Dragon 2. We can keep the Steam Vents, I guess. You've played with Voidwalker. Is it really that good? It looks so medium. I think it's like a fine... I think it's a fine option in this metagame. Like, it's good against the food decks, and it's like the floor on that card is not that low, but I agree the card is like maybe a little overhyped. Verdant Catacombs on top. This is maybe the domain deck. Could be Jeskai Ascendancy. Any plans to dye my beard? No, I think that'd look pretty bad. Okay, Poppy, Spike, why you gotta be behind the paywall? CFB, gotta get a pro subscription. Well, a pro subscription is a really good deal. $10 a month, you get $10 in store credit for Channel Fireball, and you get access to all the CFB Pro stuff, including my articles. But You know, I understand that being behind the paywall is a bit of a annoyance, but at the same time, you know, people are putting it's just like Channel Fireball is all the best minds in Magic, putting a lot of work and thought into creating content, and it is worth some money. You know, it's worth more than it's worth something. Interesting. I bought graveyard that, I guess. Oh yes, yeah, that is definitely true for people not in the U.S. Store credit's not worth that much. We do have the Unholy Heats to be able to kill Tarmogoyf. Yeah. I totally understand. I mean, at the same time, like, even if you know, don't live in Europe, I understand that deal is not that good. There is also a $5 tier where you can still get access to all of the articles every month, and you know, you can decide for yourself if you feel like that's a good rate. But I feel like $5 a month for me, Nassif, Huey Jensen, LSV, all these people. Oh, dude, this gets to block the channeler. Gross. Like, and there's a lot of content in here that it honestly feels, you know, very fair to me. All right, let's go to game 2. All right, so we're gonna bring in the Unholy Heat and the Flame Slashes. Prismari Command also kills Goldspan Dragon. They're also playing Hierarch. Aether Gust seems fine too. Force of Negation seems bad. You can trim a Ragavan. Bolt is also probably not that good here. I feel like I like my other removal spells a lot more. I could play 1 Prismari Command. Maybe 2 over the Serum. Things worth checking in. Is it Jeskai Goldspan as a serviceable beatable with Counterspell? Yeah. You can also play, you know, Silumgar's Scorn and some numbers to have like 6, 7, 8 Counterspells. Sprite Dragon 2, Murktide Regent. Vapor Snag seems like it would be good. Well, we're playing Unholy Heat, which I think is a better removal spell than Vapor Snag. Command as our only answer to General. Oh, I forgot about the General, yeah. Maybe we'll save Prismari Command for that. Does Unholy Heat replace like Path as big thing removal? Yeah, Unholy Heat kills almost everything. Even kills Feasting and Troll King, but they can get it back. Doesn't exile there. Snag hits pro red creatures. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But they also just get to replay them. It's not like it's this insane answer to pro red creatures. I'd rather play Path to Exile in this deck. What's the best site to do deck techs? Any of them seem to be fine. Oh, but I'm also not doing deck techs, sorry, at the moment, because we had a little bit of a crash earlier, just kind of trying to not crash again. If I want to play Unholy Heat in a control deck, should I play Baubles or something to help with Delirium? Or something, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what, though. Keep that on top. Isn't Spin almost always a better Snag? I mean, they have their own pros and cons. I think both kind of suck. Especially if you have access to white, like in this deck. You could just play Path. I really don't like Suspend in decks like this. Like, yeah, I'm not... Suspend 2 is just not that much. So, oh, we can't Flame Slash Goyf. Right? Yeah. It's unfortunate. I guess I'll cast Iteration here. Maybe holding up Counterspell's better. Definitely keeping Unholy Heat, though. Okay, so hand Unholy Heat, bottom, exile. Love to find a red source. There we go. So we get to Unholy Heat Tarmogoyf next turn. Attack for 3. So next turn, if they play something that dies to Flame Slash, we get to go Unholy Heat for 1. Answering a 5/6 Tarmogoyf for 1 red mana is just a dream come true, by the way. Is Cleansing Wildfire good against Domain? I don't think so, no. Yeah, you could play Path to Exile instead, but I mostly wanted to try this card out, right? This is a card I feel like is flying a little under the radar. Better than Path to Exile here, though. What deck I felt is the strongest so far? I don't know. It's all a lot of... The format seems like relatively balanced at the moment with like everybody maybe racing to find the best Urza Saga deck, but there's a lot of game. I feel like I haven't put together anything that's just busted yet, but some good decks so far. Yeah, this also hits Planeswalkers too, for sure. Do I think Goyf is still a good card in Modern? I do, yeah. I just finished playing like 12 matches with Jund, and I liked Tarmogoyf in the deck. I'm not really close to cutting it. Yeah, losing out Murktide Region in this deck feels bad, but you also get Snapcaster Mage, where it is kind of hard to play Snapcaster Mage. I'm kind of scared about them playing an island here, so I don't really want to. Or did they already play their land for turn? Yeah, they hadn't played their land. So if I draw land, I'll put Lurrus in my hand. If not, I probably won't. Excuse me. Pass it back. The Charlotte's Rhinos you brewed was nearing broken. Yeah, I mean that deck was good, but I don't know if I would call it nearing broken. It's good though. For sure good. Alright, don't have an answer to that. Let's counterspell. Monkey. Let me dash the monkey. Guess it didn't work out so well. That's fine. Yeah, the one thing I guess we can answer Kavu actually if they don't have an island. We can answer Sign of Draco with either of their cards. Yeah, just another Tarmogoyf is so tough. The third Tarmogoyf too. I guess we do get to go Lurrus plus Bauble this turn. Hope they don't have another removal spell. Seems like one mountain would be a really good idea. Well, I disagree because we're playing 4 Counterspell, 4 Archmage's Charm. That one, they're drawing Tribal Flames. Jeez. Okay, Unholy Heat's a good answer to Goyf though. We have to block because we know they're drawing Tribal Flames, unfortunately. But this does get us kind of out of burn range. Yeah, we could Prismari Command plus Flame Slash. Unholy Heat also now kills the Goyf. I think it's maybe fine to try to Iteration for a red source. Man, no, that feels a bit greedy. I couldn't wait. Unholy Heat has been looking so good. Just for so long, it's like Tarmogoyf is the bane of these red decks, but Heat just feels like it kills it most of the time. Kill both with command. I feel like that's a bad use of the command. Maybe it would have been good to. That uses our mana better. Uses our mana a lot better. I think I'm on board with having done that. We also unlocked the blue cards in their hand, I guess. So let's do that this turn. Hold up Gust. Wait, they have... Oh, no, I didn't think that they... Although if we Gust this Mantis Rider, they don't have another blue. Might of Alara, jeez. Maybe I should try to play around Veil of Summer. Maybe I should have gusted the Might of Alara. I put it on the bottom. Been a very grindy game. My opponent's only drawn 3 lands. Alright. Iteration into... What can we Snapcaster here? Could snap Iteration. Have to fetch and shock to do that though, and then we die to one copy of Tribal Flames. I guess we'll just go Snapcaster hand, bottom Channeler, exile Steam Vents, play Steam Vents tapped. Oh yeah, we know that they have Tribal Flames in hand, that's right. Forgot. Okay, we can snap Unholy Heat, although if they have it, oh they don't have green for. They don't have green for another copy of Might of Alara. Yeah, that is the fourth Goyf, but you know, Unholy Heat answers Goyf like super cleanly. Can loot away these lands with Prismari Command. Why not bottom the lands? Because so if we bottom the land, what is your proposed sequence for that turn? Think Snap Counter was better? Snap Counter what? We put the Snapcaster in our hands to be able to snap Counter the Goyf. Yeah, maybe that was better. We're dead to a burn spell here. If they have burn spell into the Tribal Flames that we know about. Not dead to that. Don't have any more basics. Oh, Tribal Flames is only 4. That's true. Good point. So there's Tribal Flames, 2 mystery cards. Weird game. I think that their other card is Sign of Draco. There's been like a couple turns where they've started to cast something. Maybe they have another Tribal Flames with them casting that there, but now we have Snap Counterspell. If that's the case, just kill them. Can't Unholy Heat targeting them. These decks have looked really good to me. These Domain Zoo decks. Another path. They have a bolt. Oh my gosh. Sweating. All right, we have some cards that kill them here. Iteration. 3 looks at Counterspell. Okay, hand, bottom, exile. Hand, bottom, exile. I think I cut the 3rd Steam Vents for the splash here. No, I have the 3rd Steam Vents. Let me make sure it's just not in the graveyard. Looks like it's not. Awesome game. Oh, Ragavan was lethal too, yeah. Ooh, now we get to go to game 3. They have so much burn. They have so much burn and removal. I feel like I want just more 1 mana threats over the 2 mana threats. It's kind of a small change. Oh, just bottom the vents. Yeah, you're right. You seem more tired than when I watched you before. Funny how that happens as linear time passes. The streamer becomes more tired. Doesn't Wildfire hurt them? Like a little bit. I don't think it's that good though. I think I'm going to keep this. Put it most to 6. Rip is good versus Goyf. Maybe we don't need Snap. Well, Rip also turns off our Unholy Fire and Channeler. I think you want Rip more so for like dedicated graveyard decks. Curious, Spike. As time goes on, you seem to be more and more tired. Care to explain yourself, perhaps? And it's going to be really good if either our Ragavan lives or we just draw a land or 2. See, they're drawing a Path to Exile. Well, maybe they'll path my Ragavan. Okay, we can Flame Slash that. Land would be so good. Oh, man. It's crazy how good land would be here. We just get to totally take over this game with Ragavan. No Sign of Draco for you. They have their own Ragavan, which we have Bolt for. Please draw land. This is unfortunate. So I guess we can play Channeler, and then This can block the Ragavan. Our opponent has Path, but Path can maybe give us a land, then we can bolt the Ragavan. Wait, they're a Tarmogoyf deck. What the hell? Another non-land. We know the last card is Path to Exile. Can't believe chat wanted me to bring in Rest in Peace. They're just playing Rest in Peace for me. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked there. I think it was fine. Okay, now we do the land and we're in good shape. It only took, you know, like 7 looks or something. There's Path mystery card. That mystery card is... Oh, sorry. Just Temple Guard, and then they put their companion in their hand. Let's go. It's been a great match. Yeah, we're also playing Rest in Peace too. Like, maybe the Rest in Pieces are just bad, but I feel like I want them against the food decks and Dredge. So their hand is Gigantha, and then mystery card. I think I'm just going to draw 2, then we can Aether Gust Gigantha. Maybe Crypt is better, maybe, yeah. Food decks, Meme or Dream. They're good. They're good decks. They're still a little untuned right now. I feel like they're pretty beatable, but that might change, I guess. We know that they have Path to Exile. But I think I could just go Ragavan, place Demons tapped. If they hit me for 5, I think that's okay. Aether Gust and steal it with Ragavan. Well, I mean, they could probably put Gigantha on the bottom. Ooh, that was a good draw. Hit Lightning Bolts. Sure, so let's just Aether Gust now. If only they hit Tarmogoyf. Have been my favorite MH2 deck so far. I don't know. Still just kind of forming opinions at the moment. So do I counterspell this Path to Exile? I think I should. Obviously we open ourselves up to a top deck here, but I think it's fine to counter the Path. Seems like our spot to fight. Oh, I didn't realize they put this on top. Oh, this was a mistake. I thought they put this on the bottom. Sorry, I thought they put that on the bottom. Let me just Lurrus here. I mean, I think this is fine. Like, I don't really feel like they can attack. We can maybe trade Ragavan and Bolt for Gigantha. But maybe the play was just not play the Ragavan that turn, counterspell the Gigantha. They are attacking, wow. Maybe they have an attack here. I kind of don't think that this is a good attack. If I fetch, I do kind of get... I'm kind of cold to removal spell. We can use this monkey as a white mana here too. Could have timed Gust around Cascade. That's a good point, yeah. Yeah, that was probably the line. Drew another Path. Okay, so now we can double bolts. Let's see what they're drawing. Assassin's Trophy. I think we have to be okay with this. Weird game. Yeah, they have so much removal. They have a crazy amount of removal. Their deck is good, I think. I like their deck. So we're pretty ahead with these two spells, and then our top deck, they're Hellbent. They could definitely draw out of it, of course. It does seem like the Rest in Peace affects us more than them. We probably shouldn't have Rest in Peace in our sideboard. But if they just brick this turn, I'm feeling pretty good. Well, we brick 2. Leyline instead of Rip. We lose Lurrus. I'm going to have to think about the graveyard hate we need. Like, I feel like the Lanterns and, like, Tormod's Crypts are a little underpowered in this deck. Maybe I should have held the other land to loot away, huh? Alright, 2-0 though. Okay, we're on the draw. Playing against the Lurrus deck, definitely going to keep this hand. I like this deck list a lot. This is maybe the deck I'm most excited about right now. You can just board Lurrus in, and it's going to be a lot worse if you board Lurrus in, right? Like, Lurrus as a companion is MTGO premium. Lurrus as a companion is MTGO premium. What's the card? No, I'll tell you it's spicy tech, but I don't want to open any links at the moment because of my internet situation. But I'll tell you it's spicy tech. I don't understand how Lantern isn't good against food. It's still Tormod's Crypt at worst. Yeah, but that's just not that efficient, I think. It's where you're probably only going to get to snag 1 or 2 relevant cards in the graveyard, and I feel like they're just able to play around it very easily. I could be wrong, I guess. I haven't played the matchup a ton, but it just feels like you probably want something else. I think I'm going to iteration here. If we hit... let's put this in hand. I think I want to use my mana. I don't think the bolt's that likely to be good. But Wheel of Sun and Moon? You could play Wheel of Sun and Moon. The mana's pretty tough, but Wheel's probably pretty good against food. And I guess I should maybe say, it's not that Soul Guide Lantern is bad against food, in my opinion. It's more so that Rest in Peace, Leyline of the Void, Wheel of Sun and Moon, these cards are a lot better. These cards are a lot better against food than like Tormod's Crypt, now Spellbomb, Soul Guide Lantern. I guess is maybe what I should be saying here. Rip Monkey. No, I don't think we're supposed to dash. We won't hold up the charm here, I think. I'm going to bolt that. I think I'll bolt that now. Just play Sprite Dragon with charm up next turn. If they kill my... I guess if they kill my dragon, we'll think about it, but I think I'm just going to let it go, probably. They're Mardus. Is Path Exile? Just bolt. Sure. And his Lurrus and 2 unknowns. They have a Bauble on top. Dash does hold up charm? No, we had 4 mana. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. I don't know. I kind of just like casting it there. If we dash and they kill the monkey, it doesn't hold up charm either. I think just having the monkey in play, too, is also pretty relevant. They were tapped out. Okay, if they're tapped out, then we could have dashed. Do I think Breach is still a good choice in this new modern world? It's fine, yeah. Alright, let me just Lurrus in hand here, I think. This deck has so much gas. Is Foodgek the new Gek? The Foodgek deck is not nearly as good as Hogak, but it's still a good deck. But it is not the same power level. Ooh. Interesting. Should I play food or some sort of affinity deck for a 2K in like 3 weeks? I mean, in 3 weeks, it's how much time you have to register right now. The metagame is going to be pretty different in 3 weeks, I'm sure. Voidwalker's kind of good against Surveil, I guess. Need to draw some burn here. Graveyard. Should I hold up Hardcast Force? How much are they attacking for? I guess they can't attack with this. We can trade here. Yeah, Hardcast Force is probably pretty good. If they draw any non-creature, I really want to force it here. Stiller Dude not an option? Maybe that was better. I didn't really consider it, actually, to be honest. Maybe it was better. So I think we have to leave back the 1/1 Sprite Dragon to block. No, if they wanted Voidwalker to steal the 1/1 back... Oh, so I guess we weren't drawing the Force of Negation in that situation. Right, that's a good draw. Bottom. We could maybe have like double counterspelled here. They're drawing Ragavan. We could maybe have like double countered our own thing, just try to kill them in 2 turns, but then we would have died to Ragavan. Here, they're not casting Ragavan. What? How are they not dashing Ragavan? We just win if they do. I guess we win anyways. Yeah, it was a good play. They probably knew about some amount of my counter magic, right? I don't know. What's the reason for Visions over Scour when you have Channelers and Snap? Well, it's here for a density of sorceries for Channeler is the idea. Opt might be fine though. We have 4 sorceries, but we also have Unholy Heat. I think you just want the density of sorceries is the thinking. I could be wrong. So we cut these Force of Negations. Probably wants the 3rd Unholy Heat. We can maybe just play like Prismari Commands. All their stuff dies to shock. Maybe we want Aether Gust against Kroxa. Let me actually do that. Yeah, it is Jacob. It's kind of a very, like old Dover decks, but good. Let's keep this. Been really, really liking Channeler. Heat but not Slash. Heat is better. All their stuff dies to shock. What does Slash answer better than Heat? I don't think we want infinite shocks either. Let's keep the monkey. Yeah, Sanctuary was so good in that Delver deck. Looks like they have Prismatic End here. Maybe they decide to bolt instead. Alright, I'll Bauble. They have a Fatal Push on top. It's a good card to know about. Good card to know about. Not sure if this is a good attack. I feel like it's fine, probably. Immediately push. Play Mire. Kind of like being the first one to have Lurrus in my hand. This is like a bit worse against like a discard spell, but I think it's fine here. Especially if it lets us go like Lurrus plus Ragavan next turn. The vast majority of my Magic being played online. Do I ever find myself missing triggers when playing in person? Well, you might be surprised to hear this, but as much Magic Online as I play, I have played way more Paper than Magic Online. Might come as a surprise. But as much as I play Magic Online, and even though maybe Magic Online is catching up at this point, I've played way more Paper than Magic Online in my life. Let me keep this Bauble for Sprite Dragon, I think. You leave with Channeler? Maybe Channeler. Yeah, maybe Channeler is better than Bauble here. Is there a CFB Pro Aspiring Spike join code? There's not a join code, but there's a discount code when you buy things on the site, and that's code Spike. They do have Prismatic Ending. Okay. So maybe I need to go hold up Snap Charm for Lurrus, but I actually think it's probably better to go Sprite Dragon, Channeler, Bauble. When I start playing, Return to Ravnica era, so like 2012. We already have a good card to discard. I'm going to try to draw a Counterspell off the Bauble. They're drawing a Voidwalker, which is not a very good draw here. In their upkeep, they're going to Kolaghan's Command. Oh, I should have flashed in the Snapcaster. I was just like stunned how good a line that was, though. It's kind of I should have flashed in the Snapcaster. I was just kind of stun locked that they upkeep that. Hand, bottom exile. Hold the charm in hand to discard to Kolaghan's Command, I guess. Which, thank you for your tier 1 subscription. Appreciate the support. Yeah, Unholy Heat is really good, Jacob. Definitely seems like a card you'd like. Let's draw 2. Remember, with Lurrus gone, we don't have any white cards in the deck. Let's graveyard this. I kind of want to find some non-creature spells here. Did not hit. Any non-creature spells so good for us here. They're going to go to 1. They are going to go to 1. Wrong choice. You chose poorly. Top of my library is not going to be cooperative. Maybe my opponent's will. 3-0 with a fresh deck list that I also think is probably misbuilt. I don't think the rest in pieces are good in the side the more I think about it. Yeah, so this is like Thermo Alchemist, like those kind of guys from Innistrad, but if the idea is that you're using the fire against devils, you would need a holy fire, not an unholy fire. Big flavor fail. Finally playing against a affinity deck. Force of Negation on top. Not too interested in drawing that. Let's see what they're drawing. Urza's Saga. Oh boy. Here we go. So if I don't kill the Midnight here, they can 2 mana. If I kill this, they can't play 7 mana affinity cards, right? They're 1 short. Yeah, they began to play a spell there. I think that's what's happened, but hard to say for sure. Yeah, Thought Monitor and the like. Cool, we did hit Bauble, so hand Lightning Bolt, bottom, exile. Always nice when you iteration on 2 and still turn it into a 2-for-1. They're drawing another Urza Saga. That's just disgusting. Gotta let that trigger resolve, opponent. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Urza Saga is nasty. Why can this make 2 constructs? That's just ridiculous that it can make 2 constructs. It would just be so much more balanced if it wasn't that way. Should Saga be legendary? Maybe. It is, I think, a little too good as printed. No, we don't have sideboard moons. This deck probably needs to play explosives in the sideboard. Oh, I probably was supposed to steal. Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. don't think we really have too many outs. Can only make 2 if you have an accelerator. I mean, it could make 2 if you just don't play it on turn 1, right? You have some Prismari commands. Don't think I want the forces. Got the Serum Visions too. Yeah, I think that we probably just need like 3 engineered explosives in the sideboard. It seems so good with the Lurrus deck. Or in any Lurrus deck is what I meant to say. Is it time for Hurkyl's Recall? Maybe, yeah. There's also that creatures lose all abilities card. That card is like pretty good against Urza's Saga. Probably better to play explosives though. Keep that. They're drawing Thoughtcast. Artifact land. We draw a monkey. Let's hold up Counterspell this turn, I think. Slash Unholy Heat. I might end up just Unholy Heating something. Let's Counterspell that. I'm going to graveyard this so that way I have Delirium. This card gets Delirium so quickly. It's awesome. Relic? I'll cast that. It's kind of awkward against my guy, but it's pretty free. We even get the Surveil too. Kind of choked on red mana. I'm going to go ahead and graveyard that. Ooh boy. Good old Etz Champion, huh? So what do we do this turn? Lurrus in hand plus cast Ragavan. I have not seen Etz Champion in play in quite some time. Kind of cool to see. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with like the fact that using code SPIKE is a 1 cent discount. I don't know if that's on purpose. It feels like maybe unintentional. I don't know. All right, can we Unholy Heat this? We can't exactly Unholy Heat it. We have to do it before another artifact enters. We can also Unholy Heat that. Another Counterspell is probably okay here. So they probably attack, and then we can Unholy Heat. Unholy Heat has been just pulling the whole team together, really. Easy top that. So I guess they can equip this next turn, but we might be able to race and kill them. Yeah, Prismari Command plus Lightning Bolt is lethal next turn if they don't block. I think I'll go and just counter the Thoughtcast, especially if their plan is to equip here, then they won't also be able to activate Nexus. Now they can activate Nexus. That equips for 2 mana. It's pretty good. I guess if they attack, we can Prismari Command. Yeah, we can Prismari Command to kill the Nexus, actually. We should be able to win. Kill Nexus, deal them 2, then bolt off of the Ragavan treasure token. So 2 damage to them, destroy Nexus. This was a great game. This was a really, really good game. And we get to play game 3. Matchup would be so much better if I was playing the explosives, but we'll add those for next time. Do you want Force of Negation? I don't think so. I think that you probably want like 3 explosives. Explosives seem so good right now. At least 2 though. At least 2. Probably have to keep this. Cleansing Wildfire hits Urza's Saga. Yeah, it just feels so inefficient against it though. Feels like that's not a winning play. Okay, our top card is Spirebluff. Shuffle that. Get the third Stevens, I guess. All the burn. Do they have basics? I don't know. Okay, so if we kill, let's kill this now. So if they have a second Frogmite in their hand, they can't play it right now. And then now that I drew this, let's just hold a Counterspell, I guess. Although killing the Frogmite for Springleaf Drum is pretty relevant. I'm just gonna take 2 and bolt end of turn. Or maybe I should Flame Slash. No, Flame Slash can answer like the 4/4 Mirror Enforcer type cards. Prismari Command seems nice. So we have 3 options. Shock, hold up Prismari Command, tapped Fountain, hold up Counterspell, or put Lurrus in our hand. I feel like I'd like to put Lurrus in my hand this turn. I will say the Lurrus has not been that hard to cast off of just 2 Fountains in the deck. Can we start running them? These are both indestructible. So no, right? Yeah, this is indestructible. For some reason. So here I think we kill just their 2 permanents here. I guess we could go kill this, Flame Slash the token. It's probably just better to go. This gives me old school, like blue-red Delver versus Affinity vibes. I used to play that kind of matchup all the time. Loved to play like Grixis, blue-red Delver against Affinity. Really, really fun matchup. Pretty sure I'm getting Lurrus down here. They have a bridge on top, the blue-black artifact land. Yeah, this has been a really good match. Iteration. Let's go. Hand iteration, bottom, exile. You can play like a bit of a more controlling game plan here, I think. Yeah, Prismari Command way better if Affinity is a deck. Absolutely true. No to Etz Champion. Counterspell Etz Champion. That feels like a fever dream. I don't know. All right, we're 4-0 with the very first league with this deck. Very exciting. Let's see if we can get a 5-0 prediction started. Keep in the blind. Kind of a slow hand, but I think it's a keep. The prediction's not only for USA, but there are some countries that don't allow predictions. I don't really know. Anson, thank you for your 4-month reset. Appreciate you. Can't Trial Fireball as an organization help you get a preview card? I mean, probably, but it's like, you know, I've been working for them for less than a week, so I'm not like busting down the doors. Hey, Channel Fireball, I need a preview card. That's going to be part of my contract working with you. I need a preview card. It had better be good, too, or I'm not working. You know, I don't like have any weight to throw around. I was meant to get a preview card for Mage 2, but got effed over NDA. Really? I think this is a troll from Harry. Couldn't expose the BS. Sounds like a troll. Real talk? Hell yeah. I mean, congrats, Harry. Maybe it would be so embarrassing if, like, I mean, I checked my email like 1,000 times, but it would be pretty embarrassing if I was supposed to get a preview card somehow and missed it. But I don't think that was the case. All right, let's play a monkey. I think we're playing against Teamer Rhinos here. Congrats, you got scammed. Well, I mean, at least you were gonna get one. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. You have to ask for one? I changed my Twitter bio to MTG MH2 preview card try to get her. Is that not the asking process? They are on Blue-Eyed Rhinos. We could counter this. I think I'm just going to let it go. Through email. Sounds like changing my Twitter bio is probably better. I'll just send them the old hairy MTG clip. Show them that I'm carrying the category. This is another matchup where engineered explosives would be really good, by the way. Yeah, explosives is just like maybe in like the last like 2 or 3 years, I can't remember a time where explosives was a better sideboard card. Should I bolt them? I don't really think so. You fire off an iteration here. It's pretty bad if they have Violent Outburst backed up by Force of Negation, but there's not like too much to be done about that, I think. I think I want to cut the rest in pieces. We'll talk about the sideboard changes. We'll talk about the sideboard changes in a little bit, but the rest in peace I think need to not be there. I think they're not good in this deck. Opponent's missing land drops. You put Lurrus in my hand. What was the terrible play by opponent? The Force of Negation on iteration? It depends on what their hand is, if it's just like all Force of Negations. Maybe their keep was bad. I can get you a preview card. It's not quite a preview, but this would be pretty good. All you need is to email me 800,000 channel points. Okay, I'll do that. Could expect it to get the payment shortly. Could play Lurrus plus Ragavan here. Maybe better to just hold up Charm. I think holding up Charm is pretty good when they're missing lands. Yeah, they probably just have all subtleties. That card just sucks so much. Yeah, I think it seems like their keep was maybe not good, but maybe they also are trying to play around a counterspell, right? They suspend the Footfalls. But they did certainly keep a weird one, it seems. Let's bolt them. Channeler's pretty good too. Probably kept our removal, seeing a Lurrus reveal. Yeah, that was like one of the biggest thing against or that was one of the biggest things playing the like Bring to Light Lurrus deck was, oh, they exiled my Expressive Iteration, so this doesn't have Delirium. That was one of the biggest things about the like Bring to Light Lurrus deck, is your opponent would just like side out all their removal against you. Happy enough, I think, with that. Did I try the Dimir Reanimator deck? I did. It was fine. It needs some changes. I think you want at least one Cling to Dust to value Tutor Up Unmarked Grave with. I kind of like going Snap Bolt here. Just like actually start applying some pressure. If they hardcast Subtlety, I'll Counterspell, I guess. Unholy Heat has been great. That was kind of the card that made me really excited to play this today. Was I felt like I'd overlooked Unholy Heat, and I was just kind of scrolling through cards yesterday. And I'm like, how did I miss this? This card's great. Have I played against any Prismatic Endings? I've played against a couple, yeah. I think that card's really good. Fire number 3. Okay. When is Rhinos coming down? 3 turns. Let me go ahead and cast Lurrus here. I think we have enough Force of Negations that I feel okay doing this. Here comes the subtlety. Sorry, opponent. I baited you into putting this card in your deck. Didn't mean to. Also, am I supposed to go Ragavan or Dragon Rage's Channeler? Let me play the Channeler here, since we have the forces up for like the Surveil. We can also like haste the Ragavan next turn with Lurrus. Seems like they have Force blue card. Or maybe they have another Subtlety blue card. I think they have another Subtlety blue card. They decide not to use it. Unpopular opinion, Fury is the best of the Evoke cycle. You might be right. I feel like it's between that and Solitude, honestly. I think Grief is good, but I don't think Grief is good in Ephemerate decks. Probably worth forcing. think Subtlety is not good in Team of Rhinos. I think it's good in Team of Rhinos, but it's also like the worst card, and you probably shouldn't be playing 4, at least not in the main deck. Would love to get some Delirium here. Put a stop on my upkeep, I guess. We need a Bauble or a Sorcery. I guess we also have Lethal with Ragavan plus Bolt from the graveyard. Yeah, that's also definitely true. That Grief gets better as time goes on in Ephemerate decks. It's just not quite there yet. Alright, that is Delirium. Put it down to 6. Then we go Lurrus. Cast with Dash. Put my opponent to 1. Then we get to play another Channeler post-combat. It's a good card to Lantern control away. This list seems really good to me. I mean, obviously it seems good if I'm going to like 5-0 the first draft here, maybe. Yeah, another matchup where I wish I had those explosives. Bring in the 4th Force of Negation. It is really bad for us if the Rhinos resolve. I don't feel like I'm supposed to just try to like Flame Slash those. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to try to counter the Rhinos or fly over them here. Unholy Heat has been really good. We killed. There's I think one game where we killed like 3 or 4 Tarmogoyfs with the Unholy Heats. We Snapcastered one back, and they were like 5-6 Tarmogoyfs. It was like pretty unreal. I think the card is very easy to become delirious in this deck, and then it's also very, very powerful. I guess Gus does answer the Rhinos. Sorry. Play those over a couple bolts. Maybe I actually want 3 bolts. Is Dash good or is Lurrus good? I mean, does it have to be one or the other? Beep beep, I'm a Jeep. Thank you for your 10-month resubscription. Happy to see the network ending, even with the duct tape solutions I've had to use. Yeah, me too, dude. I'm glad that we've had some functional streams the last few days, even though we had a crash today, we had a crash yesterday. It's at least like functional and watchable, you know, just a couple like 30-second crashes. It does look like the hotspot solution was not the solution that I wanted it to be, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. Probably a mulligan this hand. Is this deck playable without Ragavans? I mean, you can play Delver of Secrets over Ragavan, but Ragavan is super important in the deck, especially because Lurrus is very difficult to cast without Ragavan. But, you know, if you want to play this deck in F&M and you just play Delver of Secrets over... I guess I'm saving these baubles. If you just play Delver of Secrets instead, it's not gonna be like your deck's gonna be so drastically different. I don't know who's favored in this matchup, Spider, to maybe not answer your question. But it probably has a burn spell. I wonder if the Surveil mattered more than the counters on the Sprite Dragons. Counters on the Sprite Dragon probably matter more here. Especially since the Sprite Dragon can become big enough to block Rhinos effectively. Opponent's drawing Charlotte's Agent. Well, let's hope that they don't have a green source, huh? Or we maybe draw Force of Negation blue card. We also have game 3 on the play. We're likely like much more favored on the play when they can't kill my Ragavan. Maybe we just race here, actually. Maybe we just race. Attack for 5 plus bolt. That's 8. Yeah, I feel like. I mean, obviously drawing island's not that good, but it feels like this is kind of clearly the line. I have to hope it works. Take them for 6 down to 6. Oh yeah, they're dead next turn if they don't have another. If they need Brazen Borrower, Fire Ice, or Bone Crusher Giant or Cryptic Command, or Jace the Mind Sculptor. So I guess there's a lot here, huh? Maybe we should have bolted edge it. No, this is better. This is our line, I think. Or subtlety, yeah. Yeah, obviously there's a lot here. Looks like ice, maybe. Alright, so Lightning Bolt or Snapcaster wins if they don't have another card that's relevant here. Now it's just Lightning Bolts. Or sorry, it's still Lightning Bolt or Snapcaster. Let me just look at the top card of my library. I can see if I can concede. Yeah, it's Counterspell. Alright, game 3. Game 3. Fast game. Fast game. I feel way better about things on the play, though. Just like the fact that we can play either Channeler or Ragavan on turn 1 and they just can't kill it unless they have Gemstone Caverns makes me really want to have a like 6 or 7 card hand with Ragavan this game. No, Sizzy, Cascade does not hit Stomp. Cascade only hits Crashing Footfalls in their deck. Couldn't you have chomped, countered their play? You can't chump, they have Trample. We were dead. I believe. Does Hallowed Fountain. This hand is so good if we have a red source. Oh man, okay, this hand's good. Okay. Saved. Saved. You should play Lantern with Saga. I guess. I'm honestly kind of like, I know it's not your fault. I'm not singling you out, but I get dozens of comments saying you should play this deck or that deck with MTGO, and I know everybody wants to see their pet deck played, but I'll just play what I want when I want. Is Whisper a good alternative to Ragavan budget wise? No, because in these kind of decks you want. I can't believe Swiftspear got power creeped. Well, Swiftspear is just not good in a deck like this with counter magic. Alright, we need to draw 1 counterspell. Please. Even like any like Serum Visions, Mishra's Bauble gives us like so many scries. Oh, do they have fire? Fire would be pretty bad, huh? Fury would be pretty bad too. Feels bad. Believer's sweating. You need a Snapcaster for creatures? Isn't that just Lurrus? Can maybe beat the first set of rhinos here, especially if we just like somehow delirium this turn. Yeah, we're pretty lucky for them to hit rhinos again. Okay, so if we draw lightning bolts and we are able to surveil. Okay. How is this still winnable? Alright, I guess we could draw Archmage's Charm. They also have Mystical Dispute. Okay. There are some dreams that cannot be, and there are some storms we cannot weather. Congratulations, doubters. Congratulations to all the doubters out there.